Hi, I'm Sam from NSE, and today I'm talking to the University of Southampton Video Games and Esports Society, and I'm joined by
I'm Andy. I'm the president of SVGE.
I'm Edwards, also known as Hanno. I'm the treasurer of SVG, and I also generally Discord admin, Discord wizard, funk around with all of that sort of dealings on our society server.
Awesome. Well, let's go into kind of those roles and responsibilities a bit more then with your societies. So, Andy, do you want to tell us a bit more about your role within the society?
Yeah, sure. So as president, basically what I do is I oversee the society. At some points, I'm the one that has to liaise with other companies and it's sometimes just a face society, but I'm also making sure that we're keeping up with our events and deciding the direction that we want to go throughout the year. So deciding, we're going to run this sort of event this week for this community because we're quite a big community with lots of different games. So it's a tough tough decisions have to be made about which ones we do and how we include them as people in the end, which is what we always try to do.
Awesome. And Edward, yourself as the treasurer, you just sit on piles of money for the society? Is that what it's like?
Yeah, I'm just like Smaug. I'm sitting in a room with piles of gold. No, not quite. No, I generally, obviously, the biggest part of any treasurer is applying for grants from the Students' Union. We have to. I think we have 3 grant fundings a year, which you go through and apply for. And sometimes we get money, sometimes we don't. But again, that all goes towards the different games sections of our society and used to fund all sorts of events and everything. So that's the most important part. But there's other bits in there as well. Generally making sure the finances are stable and that everyone gets their own little pot to spend on all the different games, whether it be OSU, whether it be the RuneScapes section, or whether it be some of our headline Valorant or Counter-Strike. So if they want a server or something like that, that all has to come through the treasurer.
Awesome. Well, talking about the games then, and some of the ones you just listed there. What are the most popular titles amongst your members at the moment?
So just going off our Discord and who's got the most roles, we have about 300 members who have to play Minecraft, which is
most popular by far.
Yeah, we have a couple of our own Minecraft servers. We run our own modded server and a vanilla server, which we run on campus. So if you're on halls, you get like 2 ping, which is nice. Second most popular, we got CS:GO, and then which we get like 7 teams for Newell and NSE each year. So we always have lots of space in CS:GO, and we run 10 mans for that, which is a lot of fun. The League is 3rd most popular, and Hannah, you play a lot of League, so
yeah, we have about 200 people, like definitely with the role. Active. You've probably got a subsection of that, but still plenty of people. Again, I think it's a similar number of teams. That's like 4 or 5 teams for the league. So you've got a lot of active players that are playing at least 2 nights a week in the different tournaments. And we have a little LEC predictions channel where we there's an LEC fantasy league and everything where we try and predict which teams is going to win. And I haven't done too well this season, sadly, but we do get a little bit of involvement in sort of watching the esports rather than just playing it.
Awesome. Well, I mean, you've got quite a lot of active members across several titles, and that shows in your British University Sports Championship standings. So obviously Southampton 2nd place in BUAC, and I'm not going to take the answer away from your from the next question or give you anything there. But what would you say is the biggest achievement you've achieved as part of your society over the past year?
Well, you said it there. Being 2nd in Buick was great, and I think we were very proud of it ourselves. A lot of our teams did really well. There's some really high placings, which we can all be individually proud of. We can be proud as a society as well. As one of the few things that made our university reach out to us and go, "Well done." They wanted to talk to us about it. They wanted to publish us on the website and stuff. So that was a really cool feeling to have our achievements recognized like that. I mean, talking about how well some of our teams have done in Valorant, our top team actually won the Newell varsity tournament in spring, which was huge. So we had a watch party and stuff on Discord for it. Had the whole society backing them. Which was really fun. But yeah, that's on the esports side. More in our side of our society, we're quite proud to run our own tournament ourselves. So we run Southlander, which is like a Southern-based university tournament, which is basically run from the ground up by us with a little bit of support from Newell for servers, and likewise we do that for CS:GO and LoL. But we we provide lots of opportunities for our society members to get involved. So we have mostly our casters, mostly our producers, and our observers in that as well. So we had to do it online this year. We've done it in our student cinema before, but it's a really good. We did it really well this year, despite that being online, and we've set the groundwork, I think, for a successful third season of it, which hopefully we could do in person. Now, Hanno, do you want to talk about the other stuff we've done really well this year?
Well, I mean, I just want to echo that on Southlander, is that's one of the first opportunities I ever got to cast esports. That's one of my launching points for that sort of stuff, which I've then done several times over the last few months. It's been a great little passion project of mine. So I'm very thankful to the society, now that I'm a member of the committee, that I was allowed that opportunity. I also, people that have observed for us, people who have casted for us, even a couple of producers. Everyone's enjoyed it, and we, again, as Andy said, we really try and promote that to be from in the society, because again, it's not something that you maybe see or hear about very often. So we try and push it and say, come and try this, give it a go. You don't have to be an expert. You just give it a go in some of the qualifiers, and then we sort of take the best people we can, produce a really nice LAN, in this case, online final. But aside from Southlander, we've also had some other great achievements in the other parts of our society. So we're not just all about competition. Probably the biggest thing, I think Andy would agree with me here, is our charity fundraising stuff. So over the past year, we've raised about $1,400. That's just the number that Tiltify gives us. So we did a Colour for Change charity stream just under a year ago, and then we did a Red Nose Day stream as well a few months ago, obviously when it was Red Nose Day. So that was two events that the whole society came together. We had OSU tournament, we had Counter-Strike sort of show matches, league players getting together for 1v1s, 5v5s. All of the games got involved, as many as we could fit into the 10-12 hours that we had, and we had donation goals, we had all sorts of different things, and that was probably the highlights of the year, is always when we have those streams and get a huge amount of support from the society and from everyone in the university and everyone that watches and supports us.
Awesome. I mean, yeah, it sounds like you guys had a really busy year, and that's not including the fact that you couldn't run a physical event for Southlander, but you're still doing those digital offerings, and great to hear the charity fundraising as well. So really kind of quickly, you touched Edward on how you got into casting, and I guess for those freshers who don't know or might not actually know what esports is, but what is a caster, and briefly, how did you get into it?
So caster is just the term used in esports. Maybe in other areas you would call it a commentator. So just like if you're watching the football, you've got someone talking over it, telling you what's happening, explaining the games, the mechanics, whatever's going on. So that's casting for esports. It can be a little bit more complex because maybe esports mechanics can get a bit outlandish, and there's ultimates flying everywhere, there's explosions, there's bright lights. So there's a lot to explain. You normally have a couple of people just talking over the game, explaining stuff, making sure the audience is aware, because maybe they don't play that game. Maybe they've only dabbled in it and they might learn something from the cast. So I believe my very first cast would have been the Southlander qualifiers, and I started that off. So I cast the game of Counter-Strike with Andy here. He was my co-caster. We had a wonderful little. We just huddled into his room. This was pre-COVID times. We huddled in his room with a very old keyboard set up with some binds for observing and stuff. It was great fun. And from there, I've now gone on passed on to Valorant. Really, I don't do CS so much anymore. But I've done probably about 15 different casts for UKV, which is one of the 3 Valorant university tournaments hosted every week. And then I've done a little bit of casting for NSE as well. That's been great fun. I think I did the Valorant finals last season, which was absolutely amazing to see. University level teams are extremely good. You get to see some top tier players, and it's always an exciting performance. And all I can hope is that one day, hopefully in the next few months, I'll get to go to a LAN event, because that's where the real excitement is. And if Southlander comes back in February, I hope to be there casting that, and it's been an amazing experience these last sort of 12 months.
Yeah, and you never know. Hopefully the first LAN in the calendar will be the NSE Winter Finals in December. Fingers crossed for that one. But obviously, you mentioned that students can get involved with your society whether they're playing or just want to have a social experience. But then there's also the ability to maybe practice or try their hand at things like casting, things like observing the other roles of an esports. So that's great to hear as well. Obviously, you touched on what your greatest achievements were last academic year, but looking forward to the 21-22 academic year, do you have any goals as a society?
As a society, I think a lot of our goals probably from what we missed out on this year. So we want to bring back all the stuff that we did online because of COVID. We want to be able to do that in some capacity in person. So like the meetups that we did for games, we want to be able to try and do that on campus in a way. So we do have this, we are able to use the computers, they have Steam, we're able to bring people together into a room and just play games and do that stuff that we did online and actually meet people that they've been playing with all year but never got to meet them at times. So that's like one of our main goals. Of course, Southlander is another big one. So, and yeah, we just want to crack out the VR PC as well. That's been running dormant for a year because we haven't had a chance to run it. But yeah, we've got our own VR system as well, which we want to be able to use that at some point.
Awesome. Get some Beat Saber tournaments going.
Yeah,
definitely.
A physical event. So obviously this video is going out over A-level results day. You're going to have a bunch of freshers who've just got their Southampton offer. They're looking to join their esports or gaming society. Do you have anything to say to freshers about joining your university and your society?
I think it sounds really cliche, but like literally just join in. And because we're such a big society, we have literally everyone probably will play the same game as you play and will probably have some sort of community for you. And even if, like Hanno said, you can try new things as well. Like if you want to get into esports and you want to try casting, we have that pretty much going. There's always at least one opportunity a month, I'd say, that we try and push towards our Twitch at least. So we just encourage people to just get involved, try to talk, open themselves up to meeting new people and just join in because it's a lot of fun. And you'll realize that, you know, not many people maybe have gone to IRL gaming events like, you know, iSeries and stuff like Insomnia, to actually then go to an SVG event and then meet other people that play the same game is quite special. And it's quite cool to be able to, oh yeah, these people exist in real life as well, which is quite fun. I don't know if you want to extend on that, Hanno.
Well, it's also one of the great things about our society being built on Discord, being online, is that it's very, very safe. You can get to know people. I mean, when I joined, I sort of signed up for the Counter-Strike, joined a team with Andy here, and 3 other randoms I'd never met before, didn't know any of them, played our first games, and now, you know, 2 years later, here we are both in senior positions of the committee, still good friends, and with a really nice group of mates behind us that we built out of joining that very first Counter-Strike team. Met in person loads of times. Unfortunately, not as many times as we'd liked, but hopefully next year with the freshers coming in, get involved, get stuck in, sign up to whatever you want to. I know lots of people that have signed up to 4 different esports teams. They've obviously dropped out of some of them slowly, but they pick the ones they like and they continue with them and they make fast friends. And that's very, very important, especially as a fresher coming to university. You might not know that many other people, and we're just another avenue to find some friends and find some people that are interested in the same things you are.
Awesome. And staying on the topic of freshers, obviously Freshers Week is going to be quite an important time to try and recruit new students to your society.
Yep.
Do you have any events planned during the Freshers Week or shortly after?
I think we're trying to run something similar to what we did last year. We got a little messy because of COVID, but we plan to run. So last year we tried to do a CSGO Wingman 2v2 tournament where freshers, mainly for freshers to play, but we let the older years play as well a little bit. But because it was a good tournament. So basically I think we got about 20 people in the end playing at least. So it was really good turnout. But we had the weekend, and so the first day of the Saturday we had the qualifiers, and then we actually had the cinema booked on the Sunday, and we had some PCs come in for the winners, for the finalists to come play. We had a little bit of a technical hiccup, so we moved it online, but we still had a good atmosphere. We had other production come in, but we still had people coming in to watch it live in the cinema. So we're going to hopefully try and run something like that, maybe a little bit bigger, expand on it, maybe add a couple more games and have something else in person to add to it. So it's not just CSGO. So that's like one of the main things. And of course, we're going to push on with like the early social stuff as well. So we'd like to get our pub trips going again.
There's a particular pub called The Hobbit, which is Lord of the Rings themed, and we definitely try and get as many events down there as possible. So anyone that's interested, I'm sure we'll be running multiple live events in person, as well as the competitions that Andy's pointed out. and there'll be some more social stuff. There'll be less, maybe not as competitive 2v2 wingman tournaments, whatever. There'll be league casuals and ARAM games. There'll be all sorts of stuff because we missed out last year on a lot of these stuff, and we want to get, some of the second years want to relive their first year. They want to have their freshers event as well.
Fantastic. So there you go, a Wingman LAN, and then on to the Hobbit exclusive here first.
Maybe.
That's the plan. So for again, well, freshers and other students watching, what 3 words would you use to describe your society and why?
I think we've talked a little bit about this, how we want to sum up our society, Andy. I think the first word that we were going to go for was diversity, because we have a lot of different people in the society. We support all anyone that wants to join us. There's absolutely no doors are barred to anybody. You can get involved. You can play in any team, no matter your skill level, no matter your age. If you're coming in as a mature student, you're more than welcome to take part. Anyone is welcome in our society, and we try and make them all feel welcome as best we can, especially at those live events, because a lot of gamers in particular don't feel maybe too comfortable in taking part in live events, especially with strangers. So we try and build that trust, build those relationships, and then you can have the option of going to some live events.
I think just adding on to that as well, like diverse, like we've had times where we've had a CSGO 5-man one day on stream, and then the next day we have some Paradox, like Heart of Iron. Next day we've got a big game going on. So it's literally every day you've got both sides of the spectrums. There's always an event going on. It's not all competitive. It's not all super try-hard esports. We then go on to the super casual then, of course. So yeah, it's literally really diverse, and it's really cool like that.
Cool.
And it's, of course, the second one, we have a sociable. So, of course, we try our best to have as much social events, have as much people meeting each other. So, of course, we've got our team finders. So you're finding people that play the same game as you. You're putting onto a team of a similar skill that you can compete in. But we are also trying to we encourage our communities to engage each other in person as well. And it's good. Like Hanno said earlier, Hanno and I met because of this, and now we're still friends 2 years later. We're on committee together, and it's really nice. So yeah, we like to think
romance going on.
Yeah, we like
loving it.
We like to think that we do a good job of making people friends, of making friends on the society through Discord.
Definitely a priority for us is finding friends.
Do you want to send us home, Hanno?
I'll send us home with number 3. So it's a bit of I couldn't pick one here. We sort of looking ambitious but also competitive. So I'll probably go with ambitious again, because I think that sums up both the competitive drive behind a lot of the people in our society. Again, we've had such stellar teams as our Valorant team that won the whole, came first in the university varsity league. So that's, I think, the first time we've won a major game like that in a while. So huge props to those guys, and what a performance they put in for that. Because that spans all of winter and summer. So they're in for the long run there. We've also had pretty good success with the CS teams. Andy and I play in one of them, but we had 10 Counter-Strike teams in the first year we played, and we outclassed everyone else in Buick points by a country mile due to that, as I think. And there's a lot of other teams that have done very, very well. I think I'm pretty sure I think I looked at the Buick standings, and I think we were involved in every single game. We got points in every single game, bar one, which I think is pretty good going for our study. We're ambitious in our competitive drive and everything. And also, we're ambitious in the events we plan. We've had some technical hiccups in some of our live events before, and we probably will continue to in the future, but it's part of the fun, and we can always make it work, and everyone can still get on and play whatever they've come to play. So it works in 2 parts, I think, that third keyword.
Awesome. So diverse, sociable, and ambitious, and diverse being the most important one, right? Esports and gaming is open to everyone, and it's good to see that you guys are kind of championing that at society level as well. So fantastic. Okay, great. Well, where can new students kind of find out about you guys? Is there a social handle you'd like to shout out?
Yeah, sure. So the main way to really keep up what we're doing is our Twitter. So that's @UOSVGE. And give us a follow on there. We tweet about what we're doing, the streams that we do, and we post everything that happens on there and how our teams are doing. We also have a Facebook as well. So if you use Facebook, you can use that as well. We post the same stuff as we do on Twitter with some more pictures and and it's nice. But if you actually want to join the society, you have to go through our Discord, which is like the main hub, and that can really be found on our SUSU page, our student union page. And if you just go to the societies and then technology and gaming, and then you'll find us on there. And yeah, it's got our Discord on there. You can join, get yourself verified, and you're pretty much a member then. At that point, you're free to do what you like.
We'll put those links down below as well, so people don't have to remember them and they can click through to them. And yeah, just want to say massive thank you, Andy and Edward, for joining us and talking about Southampton Esports Soc. And good luck in the next academic year.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.